first, the highlight. Lagos State government gears up for week-long celebration of Children's Day. President Tinubu approves licenses for North's Komani oil project. On the foreign scene, United Kingdom, European Union reach new trade deal. And in sport, Governor Sanwo-Olu receives Premier League trophy, restates commitment to sports youth development. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. The Lagos State government has announced an elaborate week-long commemoration of the 2025 Children's Day, joining global festivities in honoring the state's young population. With the theme, Children, Our Future and Our Responsibility, the state government said the series of events underscores the collective commitment to the well-being, safety and holistic development of children. The Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, in a statement, said the celebratory activities will commence on Tuesday, May 20, and culminate on Tuesday, May 27, featuring various engagements designed to educate, entertain, and empower young citizens. The state government reaffirmed its unwavering dedication to nurturing and empowering the next generation, recognizing children as indispensable contributors to the state's future prosperity. The Lagos State government has announced Tuesday, May 20 to Monday, May 26 for the rescheduled public service examinations holding at the Public Service Staff Development Center, PSSDC, Magodo, Lagos. A statement signed by Director, Lagos State Examinations Board, Adebayo Omusholu, says the adjustment follows extensive planning and coordination aimed at ensuring a seamless and robust examination process, emphasizing the board's commitment to upholding integrity and fairness throughout the exercise. Omusholu advised candidates to visit the official portal of the board to print a clear copy of their sitting arrangement using the already provided username and password. He stated that candidates are required to present valid means of identification, including staff ID card, National Identification Number, NIN, and the Lagos State Residence Registration Agency ID, amongst others, at the venue. Orushelu stressed the importance of retaining registration details and printing examination slips ahead of examination dates and reiterated the board's commitment to delivering a transparent, equitable, and efficient examination process. The Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Yu Dunhai, has harped on the imperative of enhanced collaboration between China and Nigeria in unlocking the potential of Nigeria's solid minerals sector through the establishment of electric vehicle factories in Nigeria. Dunhai stated this while paying a courtesy visit to the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Agadumo, in his office, where he emphasized the importance of closer ties between both nations in advancing Nigeria's industrial growth. He said Nigeria is a great country blessed with tremendous natural resources, noting that China has always placed Nigeria in a very pivotal position in its foreign policy. In his address, Alake reiterated that Nigeria is open for business to serious investors, stressing that investments in the nation's mining industry are now focused on local value addition. He urged the ambassador to encourage Chinese investors to commit to full-cycle investments from extraction to processing within Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu has called on Nigerians to transform the country's religious and ethnic diversity into a force of unity, stability, and national development. The president made the call in Rome during a meeting with members of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria, who were part of his official delegation to the Vatican for the inauguration of Pope Leo XIV. He urged leaders at all levels of government to be intentional in working for the betterment of the Nigerian people, stressing that inclusive governance remains central to national progress. President Tinubu, who described the Vatican event as historic, said he considered it a divine privilege to be the leader of Nigeria during the inauguration of a new pope. Now to the rest of the stories. President Bola Tinubu has approved the issuance of critical regulatory licenses for the Komani Integrated Development Project. The project is a multi-billion-dollar oil exploration initiative located between Bauchi and Gombe State. Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Oil, Heineken Lukmubiri, said the development was revealed during the flag-off ceremony for the construction of the permanent site of the Bauchi Oil and Gas Academy in Akaleri local government area. Lukmubiri noted that the activation of all national facilities designed to contribute to the transformation of the country's oil sector remains critical, hence the presidential approval. Meanwhile, the group chief executive of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Bayo Ujulari, said the state-owned energy firm would resume oil drilling in the oil field. The Depot and Petroleum Products Marketers Association of Nigeria, DAPMAN, says its members can only buy petrol from the Dangote Petroleum Refinery, as the refinery is owned by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, cannot optimally produce the product. DAPMAN's Executive Secretary, Olufemi Adewale, who confirmed this, said members are ready to lift petroleum products from the Dangote refinery as the only viable petrol producing facility in the country. He stressed that the marketers will only resort to importation if they cannot get the product locally, maintaining that the in-country production of petrol should be ramped up to give marketers more sources of getting the product. He clarified that it was not the primary will of the depot owners to import, saying they would rather buy locally and sell to Nigerians, but the opportunities are limited. Today is World Fair Play Day. On the 1st of July 2024, the General Assembly adopted a resolution proclaiming May 19 as World Fair Play Day. Recognizing the spirit of fair play and the values it embodies in both sports and everyday life, the resolution emphasizes the role of sport, including for persons with disabilities, in fostering peace, development, community cohesion, gender equality, and the empowerment of women and girls. The resolution also reaffirms the independence of sports and the leadership roles of the International Olympic and Paralympic committees in their movement, urging the global community to recognize and raise awareness of World Fair Play Day. The 19th of May 2025 marks the inaugural commemoration of the day, a celebration dedicated to promoting sports practiced in the spirit of friendship, solidarity, tolerance, inclusion, and non-discrimination. It also fosters mutual respect among participants, teaching humankind to value and honor one another while promoting equality, bridging cultural divides, and empowering young people by showcasing how sports can drive social change and build stronger, more cohesive communities. Now to foreign news. The United Kingdom and the European Union have agreed a new deal, including a 12-year agreement on EU fishing boats in UK waters. This is as Prime Minister Keir Starmer is set to host a summit of EU leaders in London. Reports say some parts of the new deal are still subject to negotiation, including a youth mobility scheme. The summit is intended to reset relations after the UK left the EU on 31st of January 2020. In our sports, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has received the Premier League trophy, saying his administration will continue to use sports as a means of engagement, social inclusion, and change agent. The trophy was officially presented to Governor Sanwo-Olu by the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of a top brewery company in Nigeria, Girish Sharma, at the Lagos House Marina. Speaking during the ceremony, Governor Sanwo-Olu said that bringing the Premier League trophy to Lagos showed that there is something positive about the state's followership, enthusiasm, and the development of sports in the country, but more importantly, in Lagos.
It's like a film that is not real. When you have the real trophy, not an AI-generated trophy, the real trophy of the Premier League in Lagos, Nigeria. It goes to show that there's something positive about our followership, about our enthusiasm, and about the development of sports in our country, but more importantly in Lagos.
Governor Sanwo-Olu, who earlier received Shama and his team during a courtesy call at Lagos House Marina, said his administration will continue to make Lagos hospitable and habitable for businesses to thrive. Speaking earlier, Kirish Sharma commended Governor Sanwo-Olu and his team for the good things they are doing in Lagos. He said bringing the Premier League trophy to Lagos will give football fans across the state the opportunity to pose with the trophy.
I'm very pleased to be here today to present this brilliant trophy that you see here, that some of you can of course stand and take pictures next to. And for us, the pride is in the evening when we are out at the bars showing this to the actual fans and giving them an opportunity to stand next to this thing and pose next to the trophy. I think it's an honor. It took us, I can promise you, took Guinness quite a bit to make sure it comes here a week before it's to be presented.
Shama, who said his organization is honored to be part of Nigeria, urged Nigerians to believe in the country's potential. And that is our news at 10. Just before we go, use the walkway where available to avoid accident. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration supported 3,673 business advisory and capacity building, as well as market access opportunities? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Government has announced an elaborate week-long commemoration of the 2025 Children's Day, joining global festivities in honoring the state's young population. President Bola Tinubu has approved the issuance of critical regulatory licenses for the Komani Integrated Development Project. We also told you that the United Kingdom and the European Union have agreed a new deal, including a 12-year agreement on EU fishing boats in UK waters. And in sport, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has received the Premier League trophy, saying his administration will continue to use sports as a means of engagement, social inclusion, and change agent. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That is the news broadcast compiled by Adewale Oluboroku. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.